Welcome back to Wall Street Confidential. We're discussing this bottom in housing. When are we going to get it? I'm thinking not this year. Some say not even next year.
Well, I happen to be a big fan of Vince Farrell's work on Real Money, and also a big fan of Michael Zimbalist's work at J.P. Morgan. And Vince quotes Michael as saying that a bottom could be near, quoting different figures that came out. What I am saying is that everything's very subjective when it comes to housing. Like, you'll see a number which just says that inventories are down of new homes, but then you may have an inventory bump of foreclosed homes. There's lots of moving parts. As always, I like to go and look at the individual companies. I saw things in the KB Homes report last week, which is if you cut price, you cut cancellations. If you cut price, you increase orders. That is a way you catch a bottom if you were to get an FHA program that made it so that the other side of the equation, the foreclosures, were to decline. We tend to form homes in this country, household formation, so to speak, each year at about an 850,000 level. So you have 850,000 natural buyers, okay, home built buyers. You have the home builders going from building 2 million homes to building, say, 500,000 homes. So now, if it's just on new homes, you would clearly be getting a bottom because of household formation. But then we have this 2 million homes that are coming in from foreclosures and just sitting, homes that are sitting. And that needs to be addressed before we get a bottom. I do think that talk of a bottom in 2009 is not wrong. Now, let me just tell you, I spoke last week on Brian Williams on Nightly News, and I said, look, I think that we could conceivably have a bottom in the middle of 2009. And I bumped into enough people since I said that who thought that I was being facetious, because they say, well, I said we could have a bottom soon, not 2009, but you know how we look at stocks. Mm-hmm. We look at stocks and say, okay, look, stocks discount what's happening 6 months from now. And all I was really saying is that it's very likely that the fact that the stocks are starting to bottom here is, except for Lennar, is indicative that we could not be, we're not that far from a bottom. It may be a 1 year, and then the stocks will start going up 6 months from now. And
it sounds like from just what you said, the onus is not just on corporate America, it's not just on the federal government, but we need the FHA plan, and we need home builders to start cutting prices. Well, right, and KB Homes has been a leader in cutting price. Lennar has a lot of off-balance sheet stuff, which makes me very dubious about that. I would buy KB Homes as the invest in turnaround. I'd buy SPF because they just got their financing as the spec turnaround. The FHA is important. I discussed that with Matt Lauer this morning on the Today Show. It's important not from the point of view, the New York Times got this completely wrong. The New York Times was saying there may not be enough in it to help, maybe only 400,000. It's a change of psychology that we need. We need people to think that if I buy a home, I will not be down 20% within 4 months. That's what the bill would change. That's why it's so important. All right. Thanks very much, Jim Cramer, on a long-awaited bottom in housing. Right. This is Wall Street Confidential. Stay tuned.